Hello and welcomes everyone, AnthWolf here with a new Let's Talk video for October 2016. If you're unfamiliar with my Let's Talk videos, it's basically when I sit down with you all for a few minutes, basically go over what's been happening maybe in my personal life, what's been going on here on the channel, what I'm currently or hoping to release in the very near future, and also what I'm hoping to record, what video games I would like to play for you all in the future as well. And I try to do this once a month. If you've no interest in obviously any of that information, obviously feel free to stop watching this video right now, go back to whatever else you were doing today. I hope you have a great day. And otherwise, if you do want to stick around, obviously feel free to pause the video, make yourself a drink, get yourself comfortable, and I'm going to spend maybe 12-13 minutes talking with you all, but this video is going to go on for about 21 minutes I believe. I'm using footage from Dark Souls 3 when I've been helping out with various bosses in that game, and at the end I have a small little PvP video which isn't great, but I thought I'd tack it on anyway because why the hell not. But yeah, otherwise if you're here to stay, then we'll get straight into obviously the content of this video. First of all, I normally always forget to mention this at the beginning of a video, but I would like to thank all my new subscribers. As always, it's always greatly appreciated. I hope you are enjoying the content I have released over the 3 years I have been here on YouTube so far, and I hope you will continue to enjoy the content as we go into the future. As always, old and new subscribers, feel free to comment below if there's a video game you may like me to play. I can't guarantee that it'll occur, but it may be on my current list of games that I want to go back to or play in the future, and it may bump it up on the list, you never know. Another thing, I apologise in advance if my voice is a little like rough, a little croaky. I think I may be coming down with a cold. That may be reflected in the video, I'm not too sure, but I just wanted to mention that, apologise in advance because it may affect obviously my own personal audio. But yeah, let's begin. Obviously, people who do enjoy my Let's Talk videos will probably notice I didn't do one for September. I'm not gonna lie about it, I had a few things happening over that month. Mostly issues in real life, which I won't really go into unfortunately. Well, fortunately to be honest with you, it's quite personal. It relates both to things that happened to me, my family, and of course it was also work related. Unfortunately, I've been kept quite busy, and when I have had free time, I haven't really been motivated to record, and that was basically throughout the entire September. I think I did record little bits of Crusader Kings 2, which is one of the games I was playing over that period, over September, but my heart wasn't in it, and you'll kind of notice near the end of that series that I am distracted for one reason or another, and again, I'm sorry about that, but things in real life do unfortunately occur, and that's why I kind of wasn't in the mood to record anything such as my Let's Talk videos, and that's why I'm doing it so late here in October as well. But we just need to continue on, move on, and yeah, let's keep moving forwards as we can. Obviously, I was in September planning to play a few games that I mentioned in my August Let's Talk video. A few games I was talking about were, for example, No Man's Sky. I was really tempted into that game, like tempted to play it. I wasn't going to pre-purchase it, I was quite happy to wait until I heard some reviews from sources I find credible, and to be honest, I feel like I've dodged a bullet there. Obviously if you don't know about No Man's Sky, then you might not know the drama that surrounded that game. Fans who really like the game for what it is, and people who maybe feel cheated out of the game, well, because the hype, the media, the development team, and obviously just people themselves were maybe expecting the game to be something that it didn't turn out to be. And yeah, that's an unfortunate case. Circumstances occurred, and there's quite a big amount of like backlash to the development team there. Is it Hello Games? I think it's Hello Games. I may have got that wrong, and if so, I apologise, but I did write it down on my notepad here. But yeah, No Man's Sky was a game I was tempted to record to pick up and play for you all. That is no longer the case. I've decided to avoid that, and I'm not even going to play it for myself. It's not a game that now has interest in me the way that it's actually being released. Maybe in the future, if they do add certain features to the game, I may change my mind, but at the moment it's not of my interest. Another game that I was eager to play was Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I think that came out the 23rd of August, and I'll be honest, I'll go into this. When it came out, the first evening it came out, I'd gotten home from work, and I sat down. I had preloaded the game over the weekend, and I was ready to play it. 6 o'clock came, because that's when the games are normally released over here, 6 PM in the evening. And I sat down and I struggled to actually record the first, I'd kind of almost call it the tutorial area. It's kind of like a prologue to the story where you reprise your role as Adam Jensen, the protagonist from Deus Ex Human Revolution. And I think what I'm blaming it on, I think, is there's a few things. One, the prologue mission feels like it's timed. There's an element of being rushed because there are events set in motion, and I'm not sure if it's timed or not. That was one thing. The other thing was because I had a lot of like personal player knowledge about, like, from Human Revolution. I had a lot of player knowledge from the future Deus Ex titles. I was trying to interject a lot of lore rather than just play the game for itself, and I think that's the best way to probably play that game, is play it for yourself. Play the storyline, experience it that way, because what I knew as a player, maybe Adam Jensen hadn't fully comprehended from even just events in Human Revolution. So that's the way I think of it. I think it was a bit too heavy, and I wasn't really enjoying myself, and so I decided to leave that for a little while before I go back and try again. Also, I had a couple of minor optimization issues which have probably been sorted. Throughout September though, I did end up finishing releasing my Final Fantasy X LP, the HD remaster, and obviously in the last video I went into what I felt about that game, but I really enjoyed it. Just to put it simply, I really enjoyed replaying Final Fantasy X. I think I'd only fully played through that game maybe twice before I played the HD remaster, so I had a really good time revisiting that game, and it has really inspired me to really maybe go back and look at some of the other Final Fantasy games. I would always love to replay Final Fantasy VIII, which still probably is my favourite Final Fantasy game, just because it was the first Final Fantasy game I think that I actually ever played, and that's just me being honest again. And I think I really saw, at the time, a lot of myself into the main protagonist, Squall Leonhardt, which sounds really stupid, but at the time I was a kid. You have to forgive me for that. Well, I hope you can forgive me for that. And yeah, I want to go back, maybe not Final Fantasy VIII. I have been considering replaying Final Fantasy IX, because I think I've only played through that game maybe once, all the way from start to finish. And at the time I was using the guide to try and get like a completionist save, and I think I may have managed it. And I would be interested in going back and playing through that game again. I don't know where the guides disappeared, but not that that really matters. That's not the most important thing. I've probably forgotten various things in the storyline, areas you visit, and obviously the different arcs, what order you do certain things in the storyline just in itself, not including all the optional things that you can do in that game, like the chocobo mining mini games and such. But yeah, I think it would be interesting to go back and play Final Fantasy 9. I think Final Fantasy 12 is coming out for HD remaster. It may already be out by the time I release this video. To be honest, I'm not fully aware. But I wasn't a great fan of Final Fantasy 12 when it came out. But maybe time has changed things, you never know. But yeah, through September, obviously I finished releasing Final Fantasy X. I have been releasing bits and pieces of my Crusader Kings 2 campaign when I was playing or starting as a petty king, a Duke of Wales. I do have some more videos of that to be released, but as I mentioned earlier in this video, I had a few personal issues through that month, through September, and it ended up just being the case that that series kind of ends almost abruptly. I decided to call it quits when I could have continued that campaign further, just because of things that were going on and my mind was elsewhere. But hopefully you understand that. But yeah, October, I finally got back into recording. I feel a lot better now. I'm feeling a lot more motivated, and at the moment I've been playing Dark Souls 3 almost religiously. I think that's the only game I've really been dedicating any time to, and that's in part thanks to another YouTube hobbyist, Halloween4545, because I ended up watching bits and pieces of his Let's Play of that game, and it really inspired me to pick it up and play it for myself. And with the newest DLC coming out, I think it's coming out, well, as I'm recording this video, it's coming out tomorrow evening actually, on the 24th of October. I think it's called the Ashes of, is it Ariandel? Ariandel, I don't recognise the name, but then, as I say, I have mostly put time into Demon Souls and now Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 1 and 2 I did play slightly, but not in a great way. But yeah, I've just finished recording my original Dark Souls 3 LP, and I'm obviously in the process of releasing that to you all, and I'm looking forward to doing another playthrough of that game after the DLC comes out, trying a different class, trying a different build, and seeing what's new, seeing the new areas, seeing the new bosses, new enemies, new weapons. And to be honest, I might do a couple of playthroughs because I have one build in mind right now that I want to go towards, but I wouldn't mind trying a different way of playing the game as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I hope you all enjoy this, some of the Dark Souls 3 footage I'm releasing, because I'm really enjoying it, and that's, well, if I'm enjoying it, hopefully it comes through in the video. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I should mention. At the moment, see, I haven't been releasing much of my Star Wars The Old Republic footage. And I say, I've been promising for the past couple of months that I would start releasing a Trooper campaign, playing as the Trooper class on behalf of the Galactic Republic. I have started recording my Trooper series, but I haven't got very far. I've only just got to the Republic's capital of Coruscant, and I've kind of just let my Trooper sit there and wait, gathering rested experience. But I do want to continue that series. I do want to take my Trooper hopefully into the expansions if I enjoy the main story arcs. And at the moment I think there is a new a new expansion coming out in maybe December, or at least the back end of November now, which is going to consist of 9 new chapters involving, obviously, the Eternal Empire of Zakul and the events that transpired from Knights of the Fallen Empire. So I would like to obviously go back to Star Wars The Old Republic, but at the moment my mind is kind of on Dark Souls 3 and obviously that expansion, and then I might either go to Deus Ex Mankind Divided, or I may go to Final Fantasy IX. I don't know. I'll go with how my mood takes me. One thing I will talk about in Final Fantasy IX is the voice acting. Or the non-existent voice acting, I should mention. Final Fantasy X, I think, was maybe the first Final Fantasy game that actually had voice actors for the various characters in the game. Whereas Final Fantasy IX has none of that. It's all text-based communication between, like, interaction between the characters. And if I want to record Final Fantasy IX, and I do, I may be forced to do one of two things. And I wonder if you have a preference, just speaking out loud to you all, if you've got this far in the video, what would you prefer? Because I'm a terrible voice actor. I make no I won't lie about it. I don't have a great range in my voice, as you've probably noticed over the years of watching any of my videos, and I'm concerned that if I do voice acting for each of the characters, I'll screw it up, and I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I don't want the video just to be quiet, so the way I'm looking at it is I can either A, do some of the voice acting and hopefully not do it terribly, or B, as the storyline's developing, as the interaction's going on, just narrate my own thoughts and feelings on what's going on at the time. The thing is, with doing the voice acting, I think you really need to commit, and even if you sound silly, even like I know I sound silly, you kind of just need to forget that and get into the role, and I'm not sure if I personally can do that, even though I know it's what I would need to do, if you know what I mean at least. I'm a very self-conscious person, and I can only be honest about that. But yeah, I think I've taken up enough of your time. My Let's Talk videos aren't normally this long, but there's a few things I wanted to say, and obviously if you have anything to say to me, obviously feel free to comment below if you so wish. And I hope you'll enjoy some more of the Dark Souls footage I'm going to be bringing out in the near future. I will be trying to think. I do have some more Crusader Kings 2 I need to release, but I will try and release that over maybe the next couple of weekends once I finish editing the footage. But yeah, I'll end this here. This of course has been AnthWolf with my Let's Talk for October. As I've mentioned a couple of times, feel free to comment below if you so desire, and I'll see you for even more games, even more videos as we go further into this year and beyond. But this is the last video. This is the little PvP video that I mentioned. Obviously feel free to stick around and watch it if you so wish, but I'll stop talking here. So obviously I'll see you going into the future. Until then, though, bye bye now.
Hello. Hello.